In this video, I'll be discussing my very first tip in my Parenting ADHD series. Hi everyone, welcome back to Project Happy Home. For those of you who are new here, I'm Tanya, an MD JD turned stay-at-home mom of 3 kids ages 7, 4, and 2. My eldest has ADHD and I know the challenges that it can bring. So I thought I would start a series exploring how we can best create learning and growing and parenting environments for our children with ADHD. My friend Michelle at A Common Life is also doing a series on sensory processing disorder, or SPD. I'll link her above and below. Please make sure to check out her channel too if you have concerns with SPD. Before we get started into the tips, I thought I'd just establish a broad definition of ADHD. As we all know, it stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, and it is lumped broadly into 3 categories: the inattentive type, the hyperactive type, and the combined type. ADHD has been defined as a neurobiological disorder, which basically means that it involves both structural and chemical differences in the brain. One of the structural differences that's been noted is a delayed development of the frontal lobe, and in particular the prefrontal cortex. The frontal lobe is responsible for a lot of our executive functioning. Executive functioning is basically an umbrella term for an individual's ability to plan out a series of actions and carry them through to completion. They involve everything from thoughts to feelings to actions. So the symptoms that we can often see in ADHD individuals, including impulsivity and hyperactivity and hypersensitivity, as well as inattentiveness and an inability to complete tasks efficiently, all can be grouped together under the umbrella of executive functioning. Another one of the chemical differences that's been noticed is a inefficient working of neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are basically chemicals in the brain that send signals from one section of the brain to another so that a person can interpret stimuli accurately and also translate that into appropriate action. So patience is often key with a person with ADHD because sometimes the signal is just taking a little bit longer to get processed. So with that, I'll get into my very first tip, and it is a big one. And I think the very first thing you should do upon receiving a diagnosis of ADHD for your child or yourself, as well as if you are in the pre-diagnosis stage and you just have some parental intuition that maybe something like this is going on, I strongly recommend that you guys go to attitudemag.com. I'll do a little overview now of what you see on the online site, and then I'll come back to the magazine. After a while of exploring the online site, if you enjoy it and you're getting a lot out of it, I advise you get the print one also because it gives you the opportunity to really sit at your leisure and read about what's going on. This is the most recent issue of their print magazine, and as you can see, the cover story is Your Amazing ADHD Brain, How It Works and What It Needs, which is, I think, a great place to start for anybody when they're learning about ADHD. I just wanted to show you that each magazine has these sections that don't really change. There's of course the cover story and some articles that go with that topic, but there's also an inbox where they have like rants and raves from people. There's takeaway tips, there's an expert section, there's an organizing section, a legal rights section, and just what's going on in the ADHD world. There's ADHD in the news, there's an entire parenting section, an adult ADHD section, a treatment section, and ADHD in schools and how to deal with education and ADHD and homework and ADHD and things like that. So really useful things. The magazine itself is not at all a pamphlet. It's a good magazine size. For example, this one's 78 pages long. Really worth it. I really appreciate all the insight they have and the new things they offer. One of my favorite things about joining the online email list is that they'll send you either daily or weekly digests of some of the most popular articles on the website at the time. And they range from everything that is in the magazine to other smaller articles or blog posts that they've picked up around the internet that are pertinent to ADHD and ADHD parents. I have learned so much from AttitudeMag.com and the magazine itself. I cannot recommend it highly enough, and I hope that all of you will check it out today. If you do one thing for your child, that would be the step I would recommend. Thanks so much, I really appreciate it.